Well, folks, welcome back to the channel. Celtic 3, Dundee 3. It could have been worse tonight, to be honest, which is if you were neutral watching that game tonight, you would have enjoyed it, but stupid mistakes at the back for Celtic. Stupid mistakes in the back, especially in the second half. You know, I felt like watching that game, especially in the second half, I thought Dundee looked like they were more dominant. Yes, Kuhn came on, won a penalty for us at the end. I did say leading into the game that McCown would score tonight, and I was right. Good cross by Greg Taylor to Luke McCown early enough in the game to score. And then the stroke of half time, they obviously got the goal as well, the equaliser. Good counter attack play from Dundee. And then the second half, we just looked horrific. Carter Vickers and Trusty were absolutely shocking tonight. Trusty was horrendous. Was absolutely horrendous. And you know what? It's a point away from home, as much as you don't want to say that. We were quite going into the game. I was quite confident that we'd get a result there, but it's another point closer to the title. And there is question marks about Adamida. Said on the channel already, I think he will turn a corner, but tonight he just looked off it, completely off it. 12 games without goal. Para Bernardo, he looked frustrated, absolutely frustrated. I know he was battling, he had a couple of chances, but he just looked off it. Johnston, bad defender for him for the goal. Like, should have closed in on the player for the first goal, and then the second goal. Trusty was ropey when it came down to Simon Murray, and then obviously Mulligan, he got the chance, and then the own goal by Carter Vickers. Look at Carter Vickers was right to go down and try block it, but Carter and Kasper Schmeichel's positioning for that goal was shocking, and then the header. What can you say? Donnelly's header, the corner, what was Trusty doing? So look at shot ourselves in the foot. The day actually should have got the victory, to be honest with you. I know some fans will probably disagree with me tonight, saying Celtic deserved the point at the end, but the way we played, we were just shocking. But congratulations to Yang. Yang got a goal. Good cross by Kyogo from the right flank in, and for Yang to capitalise and get a goal as well. So there's some positives from the game tonight, regards to the negative. So I'm going to go through the comments anyway. Anyone that's tuning in on Facebook, please jump over to the YouTube channel. Come on, the Hoop Celtic would be really appreciated as well. I think defensively we're bad, but attack was great. We weren't even great attacking, to be honest with you. We were just look at Dundee, organised team, had every player in the box defending it, and look, that's the way it's going to be when you're playing against the champions. And you'll see a different team over the next couple of weeks when we get Maeda back. And you say to yourself, why did he not bring John? We should have bring John Joe Kenny on instead of Valley on. But that's Brendan and his decisions at times. So look, the team effort. I don't want to, as I said, I don't really want to attack Trusty and attack these players, but they were really off it tonight. And as I said, it could have been the defeat. I thought I was sitting there with the missus, and I was saying to her, right, about 50 minutes of the game, because I have a feeling they're probably going to do us because they look hungry. They look hungry against us, and we're just atrociously bad. We were rattled. We were absolutely rattled. Like, it gave me signs of watching that 3-0 game at Ibrox. It's just that bad. I said it at the going into the game. I was like, I would have played Scales tonight ahead of Trusty to change it around. Scales wants to make a point after his horrific game at Ibrox. I would have changed it around, but he went with Trusty. He went with Vickers because he felt like it was going to be solid. But Dundee had 10 players out. It doesn't matter what they have out. At the end of the day, they're playing against the champions. They had the hunger, determination. They had the crowd behind them. And Celtic's intensity levels weren't there. 100%. You agree with you, And look, we're not going to moan too much that we dropped 2 points, because at the end of the day, we're still top of the league. We're still 16 points clear of Rangers. And you can't always win every game. there is going to be change. And I thought Arnie Ingles played all right when he came on. Yeah, a couple of chances over the bar and scuffed a few chances, but overall, I thought his play was all right. Tate just couldn't get into the game at all when he came on. And yeah, Palmer had a few chances, a few crosses in, a few outside the foot chances in, but it is what it is. Good point here from Raymond. Hope our recent recruitment isn't down to Tisdale. I'm sure Brendan has a big saying as well, to be honest, which is, I'm not going to worry about it too much. We shall move on. We'll move on, Mackenzie. We'll move on. Take it on the chin, as I said. I don't know if many Celtic fans would agree with me tonight, but I think Dundee should have beaten us. I just thought we were in the second half. Fair enough, we did score 2 goals in the second half, but I thought overall they looked much better man to man in all aspects, and that sounds crazy. It sounds crazy for a team that's 8 in the table, but if you get complacent and you don't have the intensity levels, you're going to get punished. And as I said, I don't know what Kasper Schmeichel his positioning for the second goal was. I know, fair enough, Carter Vickers went down to block it, and it was unfortunate it went to the wrong side of him, but just communication was horrendous from just giving away silly fouls in the first half as well. Shocking, Players out. Ida, Yang, Trusty, Valley, Atate, these are all main characters. Look, that's a bit throwing all the players under the bus, for God's sake. You can't just say what out the club or just not in the next game. I think I thought Yang played well. I actually thought Yang played well tonight. Yeah, fair enough, he slipped in the first half, but the human beings, they can't always get it right. It could have been worse. Exactly. And there will be probably 1 or 2 fans like, we deserve to win. No, we didn't deserve to win. We were absolutely all over the shop tonight. We just looked out of energy at times. We just looked so puzzled. I just think, look, we never give up. We're in a good position. And I'm sure Brendan and the coaching staff will analyse, especially John Kennedy will analyse the game tomorrow and realise, as far as I know, they even analyse the game when they're on their way down on the bus, of where it went wrong. And regards to Donnelly's header, Trusty was horrific. Trusty, I think Donnelly was a couple of inches smaller than Trusty. The way he leaped up and got that, brutal, absolutely brutal. Should have had someone on the back post anyway. I've always said this with football. With corner kicks, you should have 2 defenders front and back post. But it wasn't like that. Tonight. Thought Yang was better, but that's the only positive. McCown was good. That was some header by Luke McCown. That was some cross as well at the end of the day. Lovely cross for Greg Taylor and his 200 appearance. So if anyone that's tuning in on Facebook, please jump over to YouTube, Come On The Hoop Celtic, exact same name. If this is your first time coming across my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. I talk about the matches, I talk about transfer news, I talk about players' form, I talk about as much as I can, and I put up throwback videos and ripping the piss out of certain clubs as well. So anyone that's first time tuning in, comment below, let us know your man of the match. Very hard to pick one because I thought a lot of them were well off it. I was surprised with that as well, to be honest with you. At least no one can blame Scales. As I said to you already, I said to a lot of people in the channel earlier on today, I would have started Scales tonight ahead of Trusty to change it around, because Scales would have had to make a point. But you know what? This weekend, I'm going to say it out straight now, Scales has to play this weekend. And I don't want to sound pity when I'm saying, Trusty in, Scales out, that kind of malarkey all the time, week in and week out. You have to settle that the centre back position, but it's a position that people are fighting for. And yeah, look, and Roski's gonna be leaving Celtic anyway. He's probably gonna go to Oxford at this rate. But I just think, I don't know what it was tonight. It was just silly fouls, bad defending, getting caught out. The physicality of Simon Murray caught Trusty out many times tonight, and that's what it is. We need a winger. We'll get Days on Maeda back. We'll get Jamesy back. And we're looking at obviously Louis Barry from Aston Villa as well. And we're looking at that Norwegian guy from Salzburg as well. So we'll see what happens. Missing James Forrest. James Forrest was the difference last season at Dens Park when he came up with them 2 cracking goals. But I thought Kyogo actually played well on the right flank. Look at basically provided assists. So thought he played well, but we'll get Maeda back. Yang for me. I think Yang played well. I think Yang or Kyogo would have been the man of the match for me. I thought Johnston was off it tonight. His communication with Nicholas Kuhn when Kuhn came on. Kuhn, to be honest, looked like he was off it as well. Only for he got as a penalty at the end. So I'm just going to be honest. I'm not going to throw players under the bus because they're in a great position. We're 16 points clear. We've won a League Cup. We're on the verge of getting to the Champions League football knockout stages. So it's not the end of the world if you drop points. You know, at the end of the day, it's a point towards the close to the title. It could have been a defeat tonight. I could have been sitting here tonight saying Dundee 3, Celtic 2. So lucky we got a penalty at the end and Artie Ingles converted it well, but it is what it is. How's it going, Peter? I thought that game was called now for Kenny to come on. So did I. And when I seen him bringing Valet on for Taylor, I was like, what is he doing? You know, very inconsistent. I thought Yang played well as well. Look at it's Yang's second goal in 46 appearances for Celtic. And I know James McFadden says, yeah, he has the skill, he has the showboat, but it's the end product with Yang. And I think it is. I've said this earlier on before the game even kicked off. I think a loan move for Yang in this window to like the Hibs or even a Dundee United would suit Yang, because once he gets more goals under his belt, I think it would be ideal for him. So we'll see what happens there. Thanks very much for the membership, Ronnie. Really appreciate it. It's good to see new people join the membership as well. It's only 99p if people can afford it. Palmer was totally shy. He had a good moment in the game, where 2 or 3 good moments of the game. But look at, as I said already about Palmer, I think his head's not in it. I think he wants to move away from Celtic. I think the pre-season tour to America, his ego got too big. He hasn't scored a competitive goal this season. Yes, he's lost his grandmother 6 weeks ago, and he lost his grandfather over the weekend, and we thoughts and prayers are with him with regards to that. But his head's not in it, and if he doesn't want to be at the club should be listening to offers. At the end of the day, he's not going to get a bigger club than this in his career, and that's the God honest truth. Yes, he was linked with a move to La Liga, but that team, Rayo Vallecano, they have FIFA restrictions against their transfers and their finances, so that won't be happening. And kind of wish Kuhn and Kyogo and Yang was okay, but if I can comment, he should be not. Okay. Well, all I can say is I think every game that goes past with Ida, there's going to be more frustration, feeling like he's rotten, he shouldn't be starting, and that was 4 starts in a row for Adam Ida, and that cross in earlier on the first half, I thought he should have capitalised on it. It kind of looks like he backed out of it. So some fans will be concerned about Ida's form. He hasn't scored since match day 14, and we're in the transfer window. Is it a case that Celtic should start looking at another striker? Look, we have John Joe Kenny that's after coming in from Shamrock Rovers, after having a good stint at Shamrock Rovers on loan. We have Maeda that can play in that position as well. We've Kyogo that can play in that position, but I think Ida, I don't know what is going on. I know some people are saying play the 2 of them, but you're going to play Kyogo on the wing and Maeda on the wing. You need like 2 direct strikers up, like kind of like Hearts and then Sutton kind of way it is. But I know they were 2 tall guys. If I was Kenny, I would have been angry I didn't pay tonight. I was pissed off he didn't come on, to be honest with you. I really was. Would you say it was a worry? Say he's a worry for the next 5 games. Who? Ida? I don't know, to be honest. Are we all a part of the Yang gang? Not just yet. In the Korean side, hope he gets more goals. So hopefully he gets a call up for the South Korean team, more frequent games. I know. It's a good guy used to pay for us. You know, hope he's doing well over in Belgium. Palma is a poser. F sake, rotten. Norwich is laughing at us at the moment. I'm sure they are laughing at us, to be honest. But as fans, we got to stick by our players. There's no point of throwing out every player under the sun. As I said, with Palma, it's been long term going with Palma. With Ida, maybe my patience will eventually run out with Ida, and I don't like to see any players being criticised. Especially, I don't like getting on the YouTube channel look like a fan throwing the toys on the out of pram because players ain't scoring but they're distributing and they're getting minutes. But at the same time, he's being brought in to score goals and to make a statement at the end of the day. So if you ask me this question in 2 or 3 games time, yeah, it's going to be different against young boys. Yeah, young boys are 10th in the Swiss League at the moment. They're struggling this season. They're struggling in the Champions League. But would I start him against Kilmarnock the weekend? No. I would actually start Kenny against Kilmarnock the weekend. I would start Yang the weekend, start Kuhn the weekend. I'd give Kyogo a rest for Wednesday night. I'd start Bernardo again. I think Bernardo needs to make a point. I'd start McCown again as well. I thought Rio was horrific when he came on, and I've been saying on a long time in this channel, I just think Rio's not in it. I just think Rio wants a move in the summer, and some people can agree or disagree with me. I've said this on the channel. If this is your first time tuning into the channel, I think we should listen to offers for Rio Atate in the summer and bring Lennon Miller in, or even sign a pre-contract with Lennon Miller now. I know he's been injured. He's injured. He's out for another 6 weeks, but even send him back to Motherwell until the summer, and then we'll take him. We'll take him for pre-season and get him up to standards. We need to be a better team next week in the Champions League. So important. Ida, Bernardo, and Trusty were rubbish. They were rubbish. But look at, as much as they had bad games, look at the amount of good games they've had. Look at the amount of good games. Look at the position we're in. As much as we criticise the players tonight, and I've said, Trusty was rusty. Ida, I don't know where he's at. I don't know where he's at the moment with himself, and I'm hopefully he can get together. Bernardo, frustrated. He just looked frustrated on and off the ball, trying too much showboat stuff. The big man will come good. He's young. I know he lacked confidence. That's it. Like there's no point of us saying he's bleeding brutal, he's dirt, he's this and he's that. When you're in that position as a striker, which he's quite young, it's about the right management. It's about the right people around you. It's about the right culture. Look, I'm sure his family will get him up to it. I'm sure the teammates will lead him through this bad dip of confidence. And most of all, the fans need to be behind him to get through it as well. I know this is a weird comparison. It kind of reminds you of like Andy Carroll at Liverpool when he came into Liverpool for the price tag. There was so much pressure on him, and it took him a long, long time, and he never cut it. But look, he scored goals, but he never cut it. I'm just hoping that Ida just gets it right, Trust has been honking, giving numerous chances away. No end product. That's what he said about Yang. Yang, good at showboating, good at getting up the pitch, good at taking players on, but when it comes to the end product, he hasn't done it. That was his first goal for Celtic since we beat Aberdeen last season 6-0. And I've said this on the channel, this was even against Dundee United away. I just felt like Yang at times is not good enough for Celtic. I just think the stats proves it. You need to have the end product. If you want to be a successful player at Celtic, you got to have the end product. And it's the same with Ida. He needs to have the end product. If we go into this in a month's time and Ida is still on 8 goals for the season, that's when you say, right, what's going on here? What is going on? Is Kenny gonna start getting ahead of him? Is Maeda being more trusted in that position if Kyogo was to get injured? No, you don't drop McGregor. No, don't drop McGregor. McGregor is our spine in that team. He's our captain. Yes, he may not be the sharpest at times. He may feel like he his energy levels are down because he's playing nearly most games. And sometimes I say with Callum McGregor, maybe he should be rested or even feature in the second half. He's playing a lot of football. I know he's retired from the Scotland fold, but you don't drop McGregor. McGregor has been a massive part of the team in the last 3 years. I just don't get people that say McGregor needs to be dropped because maybe he's not putting the most classic McGregor performance tonight. You don't drop him. You need him. He has all the attributes to steer your team to victory, which he's done. Helping us win a double, helping us win the treble, and then a double again. So, no, definitely wouldn't drop him. Oh, that's the one. Oh, say yo. So, oh, that's the one. It's mad how quick players move on. You forget their names at times. Just a simple one should have been oh instead of yo. Too many players have been ranked for months. But that's it. Like I'm sure Brendan will evaluate your squads. Some players may not get the move or be dropped in this coming month, but I'm sure you evaluate the squad. And I don't like calling players duds because some games they have been good and then some games they've been terrible. Can't help thinking that winter break this season would have helped us. No, there's no winter break this season or next season, so I'm gonna move on from it. I hope you're doing well. We got to be honest. Either will come good. I'm hoping more than ever because I just hate to see fans turning on players. As I said, my message to Palma is just do the basic things right, and you'll get there. Stop doing the showboat and stuff because it doesn't work like that. And I just think Palma once gone, Rio once gone. I just think them two want gone, and I don't blame them if they want to move on and they're not feeling it. If they don't want to be at the club, move them on. I think Ida does want to be at the club, but I think the pressure of the price tag is probably catching up on him. So hopefully you'll get it together. I don't mind Dundee making a game of it, but we were wrong for large portions of the game. Lucky to get a point, 100%. We were lucky to get a point. You look at the defending, you look at the first goal, the counter-attack, 7 seconds up the pitch, got a goal. Alistair Johnson was at the back, should have closed them down better. The second goal, Austin Trusty's fault, not marking Murray. Then it went on to Mulligan, and then obviously crossed in. Carter Vickers tried to clear it, and then the third goal was horrendous, the back post. So Trusty has to take liability for the bad defending tonight. The team has to take liability for just not showing up. Offensively, some people are saying we played well. Offensively, defensively, we played atrocious. I thought we played atrocious, full stop. But you got to go into these games expecting a game. You know, as I said it before the start of the game, I was like, we're expecting a different game tonight. I did predict 3-1, but it was 3-0, you know. He bottled Kyogo's pass in the first half. 100% did bottle it. 100%, I believe. Agree with you there. Hope my aid is fit. Hope he's fit. Hope he is fit for the weekend against Kilmarnock. 12 games now without a goal for Ida, just not good enough. Give him time, Peg. Give him time. I hope you subscribe to the channel as well. If it's 15 games without a goal, I will be saying he ain't good enough. So I have to give him a bit of time, you know. Needs a goal, then onwards. He could have took a penalty, but obviously he was taken off. He was taken off before the penalty. Stop being so nice and start being aggressive. Johnny Kenny, you're my pal, sunshine. Hopefully, see what happens with him. Too many players don't deserve to be here. It's a bit like people are saying 5 or 6 players in the comments, but like, yeah, we're still like top of the league. 16 points clear. Like, and if they were to win tomorrow, we'd still be 13 points clear, and we've won the League Cup. Calm down. We're not second place. We didn't lose the League Cup final. We're not struggling. We're not bottom of the Champions League phase. Calm down, folks. We'll be fine. We'll be absolute fine. Honestly, that's me being optimistic. Kenny's raw, not ready to start. Well, he's going to have to start getting minutes, wouldn't he? Dundee had 20% possession, had more shots than us. BR's to blame for that. He takes McCown off and puts a Tatty on. Trusty's a dud. Sorry. McGregor was invisible again. McGregor wasn't up for it tonight. As much as I love the captain, and I think he's the right guy to steer the team forward, it's just, what can you say? What can you say? I've said this about Callum McGregor loads of times in the channel. I'd like to see Callum McGregor push up more of attacking basis. I would have played McCown behind him because McCown can play that position as well. But at the same time, Luke scored a cracking header. Come May, tonight shall be forgotten. Credit to Dundee. Agree about Palmer. Edith struggling. Scales is a better defender than Trusty. I've said Scales is a better defender than Trusty, but people laugh at me because they say he's too many flaws. I've said this already because I think Scales gets it. Scales gets it. I think Scales has been in the deep end for the season a bit and he knows what the story is. Players have bad games. But there's no point of us moving that into Kilmarnock and saying, "Oh, Rusty, he's gonna have a mistake in him." Be positive and be optimistic about the players. As I said, same with Ida. His time will come. His time will come. You just have to be patient. Just be patient. Miller is out for another 7 weeks. Oh, for God's sake. Well, Lennon Miller. Wait till the summer. A lot of our problems come from other teams having more pace and physicality. To be honest with you, right there. We've seen it against Falkirk in the League Cup as well. And we have some very gifted players, but tactics weren't working. I just think when players have confidence, when players get that win a certain throw in or win a certain tackle against us, it's like some of our players take it for granted. Take it for granted and not expect that pressure on them. And that's to be gone honest with you. I think some players, like the likes of Carter Vickers, I think sometimes he thinks he's invincible on the ball. Feels like he's just, I'm Cameron Carter Vickers, I can take the ball, I can slaughter. I don't know if it's just being cocky or taking teams for granted, but that's sometimes I feel like the back four do that. And I don't know if you agree or disagree with me, folks. Atate is going to cost me another TV soon. I felt like that frustration with Rio Atate for the last 3 months. And there has been games where he has scored and I said, leave him out. There has been moments, but I'm starting to lose my patience with Rio Atate. I feel deep down inside Rio Atate wants to leave Celtic. That's the God honest truth. Play like that against Young Boys, be lucky to get 1 point. We'll be fine. Look at, we have in a game before Young Boys. We have Kilmarnock in the Cup. It's going to be a tough physical game at Celtic Park. If Ida stays in the team on Saturday, we're gone. Yang, I thought, was brilliant tonight, but he can play in the right wing. Leaving Kyogo, the one for fit enough. I'll give Kenny a start on Saturday. As I said already. I don't know, he'll get a goal. He will get a goal, but if he doesn't have a goal by the end of the month, maybe I'd be turning around and saying, maybe Ida has to walk his way back into this team, regardless of the price tag, Young Boys will take the first 3 points. We are bang average now. Jesus, have a bit of confidence. Like, he's going on we've lost a game. It's like we got thumped tonight the way he's going on. Yeah, there was a couple of defensive errors, but we scored 3 goals as well. Some of you are well overreacting. I'll be honest, some of you are well overreacting. Like, don't care who's leave the podcast or not, but I keep saying it. Let's put this into perspective. We're 16 points clear. We've won the League Cup. We are about to get into the Champions League playoffs, and he's throwing 5 or 6 players under the bus because a couple of bad performances tonight, and he's writing us off against a team that's struggling in their own league, that's struggling in the Champions League, and he's saying that we're going to get beaten by them at Celtic Park. Bloody Jesus Christ. Take a chill. Last season's gone. Something isn't right. With Big Adam. That's it. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, to be honest with you, regards to Adam Ida. It's just the lack of confidence. We were bullied again tonight. 100% Peg. I agree with you. Dundee were a better side in the second half. 100%. We were bullied on the ball, bullied on and off the ball tonight, and that's defenders like Carter Vickers and Trusty taking teams for granted. You know. Great show. I'm glad you're enjoying. I hope you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And we have 1 on Facebook and 86 on YouTube. So please do subscribe to the channel as well. I'm trying to get as much viewers up. My voice is croggy. I have the flu, so I look like absolute Death Valley as well. Could look worse. So Yang scored again tonight. 1 crucial penalty. Jeez, get off his back. Exactly. Think of the positives and the negatives. Everyone likes to point out the negatives, but they won't like to put out the positives. You know, we really miss Maeda. 100%. We miss Maeda's work rate. His pressure. You know, I don't trusty. He's not trustworthy. How about you evaluate that at the end of the season? How about the clean sheets he accumulates up and helps us win a title? You know, there's no point of ripping into him about this performance. I know there's been a couple of performances prior to this as well this season, but what about the performance of an Atalanta? You just keep forgetting about that. What about him in that game? I thought he was immense in that game. I'm going to stick by this, not because Scales is Irish. I think Scales is better defender than Trusty. I think he's a better defender than Trusty. You might agree or disagree, but at the end of the day, Scales won the title last season, was consistent last season. Yes, he could have took the foot off the pedal towards the end of the last season. Yes, in the Scottish Cup semi-final and stuff, but I think Liam Scales for me over Trusty. Julian bullied off the ball. A good point. Sign him. I thought he played well against us, but obviously he gave a penalty. I wouldn't be signing him. And we had a chance to win afterwards in the game, but we win there, Real Madrid. But we can't win every game. Exactly, we can't win every game. When you lose games, you bounce back. When you draw games, you bounce back. You analyse the games and you move on. Simple as. Lenny dropped Brown because we were getting beat, but that's back in 2020. Forget about Lenny and Brown at this moment in time. All part of the past. Love Neil Lennon, loved Scott Brown. Michael McGregor's replacement said it when he was signed. I think he will be. He gets Celtic. The big ones, young boys, we must win. No one is bigger without the team. 100%. It's a team collective. If you don't have the mentality to do it at Celtic, you should leave the club and pursue your career somewhere else. If you're not up to the standard, up to the pressure, up to dealing with this high intense game, high intense pressure from fans, from players, from the club, you're not at the right club. Simple as. And we also got the Champions League qualifiers next season, extra few games, no winter breaks, 100%. Look at fixtures literally around the corner. Once this season is done, we'll be going into the Champions League qualifiers about 5 weeks after, 6 weeks after, you know. Without the own goal, we won. F's sake, we can't even win them all. We're still top of the league, up the Celts, on to the next. Exactly. Move on. There's no point crying about, no point whinging about this and that. I had to have my whinges at the start about Trusty and Ida and Bernardo and Atate. But look at, I also have faith in these players that they can turn it around as well. So we sell Rio last summer, O'Reilly would have been still here. I love Rio, but keep saying you give him a chance, and I feel like celebrating the Titanic we miss O'Reilly in my eyes. Look at Rio. I think Rio's head's been torn since Rogers came in the door, to be honest with you. So we'll see what happens. Let's see. Dundee's first goal shown what we can do if you're brought in the break. But that happens to a lot of teams, to be honest with you. Like counter-attack football, it's not just Celtic, it can happen to any team. And Dundee are a good side, and they took Celtic to the game. They should have beaten us tonight, and give the credit due to Tony Dockery's team and their forwards and the way they defended, the way they were organised. They should have had the 3 points tonight, but they thought they were having their first win over Celtic since 1988. in Dens Park and their first win since 2001, but it wasn't. Maeda and Kuhn will be back next week, and the team will be able to prove themselves. Yeah, exactly, 100% to be back, no question about it. Do you not think Trusty is a bit too lightweight? I just thought he was bullied off the ball tonight. See what happens. It's a taxi to Norwich. Eden needs. He'll get it together. I know it's the old cliche, keep the faith, but he will have to get it together because you need to have that serious conversation with him and say, what's going on here? Yeah, you may be doing it in training, but you're not doing it on the pitch in front of fans when there's pressure on you. That's when you need to have that conversation. He's a professional athlete. He knows the stakes of coming into a club and scoring big goals. He's done it here before. He just needs to do it again. You know, yes, he hasn't scored in 12 games. It's like we're going on. He hasn't scored in all season, but he has 8 goals already this season, and plus he's going to the Champions League as well. How's it going, Paul? Hope you're well. Hope tough draw, but we'll move on. Come on, the Sheep. I wouldn't even bother about the Sheep and Rangers, to be honest. It's all about us doing our job. It's all about us accumulate as much points as we can. We're at the 60 points so far. We'll get on with it. Yeah. We all knew and we all laughed when we seen the fee for Edith, but we all wanted Edith in the door. So it'd be funny now if Edith starts getting his scoring boots on in the next 2 or 3 games, and this conversation could be forgotten about easy enough. We'll see what happens. Or it may not be. Could be continue on and see what happens. Totally agree. I know Edith will come good. Scared to replace him. Well, if a player's not turning up, you have to replace him. You'd have to drop him, and you turn around and have that conversation and say, look at Kyogo starting, or Maeda starting, or Johnny Kenny starting, you know. See what happens. Sethko smashes like the other teams are making us look like the stale off at times. Teams will take the chance against us. These guys are not robots. At the end of the day, they're human beings. They make errors, and if teams get that, as I said, get that push in or win that throw in or win that tackle, they will take the game against us, especially when they're at the home fans. So to say, don't get carried away expecting 4 or 5-0 victories. This is what Brendan was trying to say to fans a few weeks ago. You're booing them when you're 20 minutes in and it's 0-0. Celtic might find it difficult to break teams down because the teams are parking the bus, as you know, and that's what these teams are out now. They're against a lot of possession, but we need to start testing the keepers more. Definitely more outside the box chances, especially like the likes of Atate can hit them. The likes of Bernardo can hit them. Ingles I'm sure he can hit them as well. Scales is less aggressive, but he plays them, he would have won the game. It is what it is. We can't say we would have won the game. One might have been different, but it is what it is. We'll take it on the chin. I know sometimes the fans, it feels like a defeat because how bad you play, but same time, you get a penalty at the end and you nick a point. Let's not get carried away, calling out players, duds and all that Champions League game and coming. Exactly. Be optimistic. We're in a good position as we are. Love Liam Scales. But that's it. People don't like Scales' performance at Ibrox doesn't define his Celtic career. Keep saying this to people. He had one really bad performance in a Celtic shirt. Yes, he should have been whipped off at half time. And I hate saying that, but I think he needs a chance on Saturday against Kilmarnock. I think he needs a chance on actually Wednesday against Young Boys. Just let's see how he gets on against Kilmarnock. You know, I have the fear for the last Champions League games. To be honest with you, I've been saying it since the group stages started, and it's not me being a complete dick in any ways, but I've written us off against Aston Villa before even the ball was even kicked. So could be different. They're going to be missing John McGinn and stuff. I know they signed a new striker today, but I don't think he can feature in the league phase. Somebody needs sacked when it comes to sign defenders. Lads, we're top of the league. Yes, it was a bad performance. Calm down. We're 16 points clear. We've won the League Cup. We have clean sheets in Europe as well. Calm down. Yes, it was a bad one tonight, but like, come on, we're all right. Dundee controlled the middle of the park in the second half. 100% they did. They were a better team. They should have won the game. Performances like that were honking for months. Rodgers took a swipe at the fans for being frustrated when the ball goes backwards, but it's a possession shitty show, slow show. Because it takes time to break down teams. As I said already, he's taking a hit at the fans because some fans are very impatient. You can't always be comprehensive football. It is what it is. And yes, I always say that Brendan is the right man to lead his team, but teams are going to organise well. Celtic will have possession and maybe at the back for a long periods of the game, and then you'll get these 4 or 5 shots in, and it seems like it's dragged the game in. But once we get the 3 points, that's important. But games like that tonight, it's all a learning curve. It's all a learning curve in the defensive department. You know, maybe it's defensive coaches who need sacking. Now, look, John Kennedy's been there for a long time. He's been a part of our success, so I'm sure they will sit down, as I said, analyse the game and get it together, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Winning the young boys' games will take us through. Exactly. Being positive. They probably deserve a point. It's Kennedy. I think McManus is in the B team now. Been at the B team for the last 2-3 years. It's time Atate leaves his heart. It isn't in it. 100%, Paul. We've been talking about it for a long time now. When teams dominate our midfield and we have nothing, Sefco did it better with other teams now, the SPL teams. Because these teams are starting to realise, and that is a concern, massive concern. They're starting to realise, regardless if you rotate the squad of playing Cal, Ingles, McCown, or Bernardo, McCown, or Atate, they know that they can take it. Yes, sometimes Callum's legs are not in it, but they know how to get in the midfield and take the team to us, especially the wingers. So, I thought Alistair Johnson was poor tonight, to be honest with you. And I'm not a person to rate without disrespect Alistair Johnson, but I thought he was poor. He's distribution of the ball, he's defending, he's marking, just was not at it. But he's been remarkable in a Celtic shirt, and some players have to have bad days. No doubt. I think it's time to take scales off the naughty steps. Key, take the point. The point, we were good performances. We were thinking the start of the season. Why is everyone annoyed? People are annoyed because we're not winning 4-5-0. That's why. People are annoyed because you're seeing goals being conceded like this tonight, where it's back post, where it's centre backs near the throw-in line, getting beaten, and another centre back's going out to try to defend where a left back should have had him, and we're getting done in. This is what's the problem is. It's centre backs taking these strikers for granted at times. And with teams that have that big physicality player, like the likes of Simon Murray, that, shoves himself in there, wins throw-ins, gets a bit of possession. Shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be happening against a team that's winning run away with the league, and shouldn't be happening. Simple as. So disappointing on that side, but we have won in our last 4 away games. I'm not really worried about it, to be honest with you. Yeah, it is. We have only won in the last 4 games, but away games, it's not a disaster in any ways. We'll be fine. Dundee are a decent side. Point is okay. Josh says, Keith, I don't know where Tate goes. I think thinks he's better than you think he really is. I don't think he'll ever get into an English team. Well, he was linked with Brighton last year, and was Crystal Palace as well. He's linked with a move to Bournemouth as well. I'll let Rio go in the summer. Simple as. I'll let him go. You know, it's just the usual winter, but we're effing better. Get real. That's it. We'll be fine. And I know that's lazy talk for me saying we'll be fine, we'll win this league. But I know a lot of you want to address the issue and say, what's the bad defending? Trusty was off it. Carter Vickers was off it. Mikey Johnson, not Mikey Johnson, Alistair Johnston getting up the field, couldn't distribute the ball tonight. Adamida couldn't find the net. His service is brutal. A lot of people will say that's the issues tonight. Callum McGregor couldn't get into the steam of the game, couldn't control the game in the midfield. Palabrado looked frustrated. The fee that we paid for Ida was strange. Do you know what? I think the club wanted to make a statement to the fans that there was money there as well. That's why the fee was put up, because Norwich knew that Celtic were going to win the Champions League and they knew that they had Celtic for ransom. That's the reason why that fee was high. Sounds mad, but it's the truth. Our midfield are too easily overwhelmed. You know, Keith said die here. Thanks very much, Michael. I hope you're doing well. Boss our midfield, we are fault. We'll be fine. Times when you rotate the midfield too much, it can cause you. And tonight it did cause us. Yeah, 100%. No one's talking about that. That was in the first half of the game. It was definitely looked like a red card. And yet again, Don Robertson and Dallas on VAR. Nothing to be said. Nothing to be said at all. Come on, it's been a hard watch late. But we're still top of the league. I have a feeling we're going to be in the same situation at the end of the season where a lot of people are saying, well, some of the standard football wasn't great throughout the season. We're playing more games than most clubs in Europe. When you think about it, we're going to be playing 8 Champions League games, playing the League Cup, the Scottish Cup, and then the league. You're looking at a total nearly of 58 games a season. Yes, we have players in the midfield that can come in and do a job. And tonight, we made changes bringing in Rio Atate and Ingles, and it didn't really work out for us there. I know Ingles got the equaliser, but the intensity levels can go down in parts of the season. As much as we don't like feeling that or seeing it, this is why the pace of the football cannot be always fluid and effective. But we are getting there. We are nicking results. And tonight we didn't nick a result. I know points a point away from home, but we'll take it on the chin. We'll move it on. The case for years in Europe, why Copenhagen clears Copenhagen? Okay, we'll be fine. I'll never rate Trusty. But did you rate Trusty when he was when he played centre back against Atalanta? That's the thing. He's the better too. Scales is a better defender. Guess Silla in and plays McGregor. I still believe we should be getting a defensive midfielder in anyway in the summer. I think we should be strengthening that position anyway. So hopefully we'll get a defensive midfielder in. I'll be fine. Kenneth. I'll be grand. I'll be absolutely grand. I've got me cock bottle there. So I'll be fine. Just imagine all the current spawns when we stole a point there, all good. Yeah. Okay. Dundee are no pushover. They done well last week against them, and they scored 3 goals against us this week. His team needs a Vinnie Jones type of player, but that type of football's gone. You don't have that kind of bully mentality football anymore in these days, you know. Good point, topic talker. Celtic not taken seriously in Scotland because they think they control the league at times. That's the problem. That's the problem. I don't know about that now. Let's hope Aberdeen can beat Rangers tomorrow. I don't care about that game tomorrow. And Murray got in Trusty's head, 100%. Always better than neither. That's a bold suggestion, but always proving it now in the Belgian Pro League. That Crocker kept up saying Dundee haven't beat Celtic since 1988. I was raging when Jinxman went to 3-2. I know, don't mind him. I'm worried about young boys. We were fanning about at the back. I think it's a different game, it's a different intensity, it's a different stadium, it's a different pitch. I won't be worrying about young boys. Smell the glove. I won't be worrying about it. It will be a difficult game, no question about it, but I'm not worried about it, to be honest. I know Dundee were playing the home pitch. They knew the champions were in town. Young boys will be coming to Celtic Park to try crash a party from getting us into the Champions League playoff rounds. But you look at young boys, I'll show you now, just to kind of relax you a little bit, right? Give me a second now. I'm almost on this an hour. I need to jump off the soon. All right. This is young boys, right? Young boys are 9th in the Swiss League. 9th. Yes, they've won 3 games in the last 5, right? Champions League. Let's see now. Where are they in the Champions League? The bottom of the Champions League, folks. And you are all saying you're worried about young boys. Relax. Bloody relax. We'll be fine. We'll be absolutely fine. We'll be grand. Be worrying about it. So, anyone else new to subscribe to the channel? Let me know in the comments you've enjoyed the show tonight. Yes, I've kind of replicated the same kind of talk about Edith's form, about Hatate's head not being in it, about Yang starting to kind of turn a corner. Still needs the end product. I've talked about Trusty being rusty. Talked about Vickers being poor tonight. I talked about Kasper Schmeichel's positioning for the second goal as well. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed the podcast tonight. As I said, I would be really appreciated if anyone could join the new membership scheme for 99 pence as well. Thanks to Ronnie. There's a good few people that are members as well. So just trying to improve the channel as much as I can on a daily basis if I get the chance to. So yeah, as I said, regards to transfer news, we're interested in Louis Barry off Aston Villa. They're going to evaluate his situation in regards to will they sell him to Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Leeds, or Celtic? Regards to Lewis Palmer, Celtic are open to offers, but it has to be a decent fee in Celtic's eyes. So they bought him for just under 4 million. I don't think Celtic were going to accept 2.1 million from Vallecano of La Liga. I think that was a lot of hoax, to be honest. Naroski's linked with a move to Oxford United in the Championship. Who else will I be talking about as well? Kieran Tierney, he might not be coming this month because Zinchenko of Arsenal, the second choice left back, he's linked with a move to Dortmund, so I'm sure Arteta will want to keep Tierney. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Remember talking about Bodo, we took them for granted. Yeah, but Bodo Glint, look at Nilsson had a team. I don't know if he's still managing Bodo Glint now. Nilsson team, really a good attacking football. Yet we took them for granted in the Conference League. We're not going to take this team for granted. Let's be honest. Celtic know what the stakes are. It may be boring defensive football in the first half, but we will beat young boys. We will beat them. The defensive shield in force will be fine. We have a couple of clean sheets in Europe, folks. People need to remember that. Those just registered. My brain is mostly Captain Morgan. On the Captain Morgan, eh? You could say we miss Moy, you could say we miss this player, you could say this. Players come and go to business. There's no point of us thinking about it too much. But anyways, folks, I'm going to leave it there tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. Good 60-odd people tuning in tonight across Facebook and YouTube. So hopefully there's going to be a couple of new subscribers jumping up when I check my stats after this. And to me regular folk that tune in, like Mark Scott, like Paul Maguire, like Smell the Glove, like P. McLaughlin. Let's see who else that we have here, like Topic Talker, like Joe, like Rain Smoke. See, am I forgetting anyone else here? Like CB the Tort. Thank you very much. And obviously the new member as well, Ronnie there as well. So I really appreciate all the nice comments tonight, folks. And yes, I will get better. Once I start getting better in the next couple of days, I can go back into work and start feeling a bit like myself again. At the moment, I just feel like a zombie. I just feel drained. I feel like, oh, somebody might turn around and say, Keith, I felt drained watching that game tonight. I just felt like it was taking out on me. Sometimes it was just slow. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for another video as usual. But I will do a video on the channel. Scales are trusty. We'll see what the fans will say. So yeah, I'll leave it there, folks. And Angela McHugh and Laura McHugh as always as well. So yeah, I'll start putting up a YouTube message saying when I'm going to be on. To be honest, of course, studs as well. I'm going to start putting messages up now as well when I'm going on. So thank you very much for tuning in, folks. I shall leave you with the usual piss take. I'll leave you with the Kenny Miller raging.
It's a red card in this day and age when you slow things down and you put the point of contact and again John Lundstrom's foot's planted right against the side of Alistair Johnston's leg. But what I would say is, had VAR been there, nobody's moaning that that's not a red card. It was a yellow card. There's no doubt about it. So I understand why it's a red card when you see it in real time. Yeah, it's fast.
Kenny,
I always say this: football,
that's
you need
a red
to.
Card,
well,
come on,
hang fire, James. I've just gave you the reason why I don't think it's a red card.
It's a red card.
It's a yellow card for me. VAR comes in, intervenes, and it's clearly when it slows that down. It's always going to be a red card when it gets called to the Monarch. Had it not been VAR, nobody would have asked for that to be a red card.
That's
Simple.
a red card in the 1970s, Kenny.
Absolutely not, Chris. That is not.
I think you need
not.
VAR to see the point of contact. I know you're speaking about slowing it down, but when you see it full pace, he catches him above the ankle. He's out of control.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
He's endangering
He's not.
opponent.
Hang fire. He's not out of control.
Of course he is.
No, he's not. He's running fast to go to a ball.
Yep.
You need to run fast. And he's allowed to slide, and he's allowed to run fast.
He's not allowed to put his studs on above his ankle.
But that's not out of control.
Of course
he's not out of control.
So he meant it then.
What, he meant to kick Alistair Johnston? Absolutely not. He meant to go and win the ball. Alistair Johnston plants his foot. He's not out of control. He is not out of control. Kenny. Listen, this day and age, with VAR, slow down, that is a red card. I get it. But for me, if VAR's not there, nobody's moaning that's not a red card.
The
Nobody
heat's
at all.
getting to Kenny.
Absolutely not.
Right, folks, I'm going to leave us there. Thanks very much for watching the podcast tonight. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. I shall speak to you tomorrow sometime. Hell.